are not alone. As long as we stick together, all of us on this, they won't be able to dump us one by one. Nobody can afford to be thrown under the bus for another school. Let's hang in there together. So it goes way back. Where there is no justice, there will be no peace. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. Now this is important because as you see the numbers and as you hear the numbers, you know it's not just. African American children and poor children bunt of this. You know, common sense would have told them to at least put one white school in there. When they had some kids from parents that made a lot of money. They tried it. It lasted one day with Montlake, 2 days with Arbor Heights. Because, you know, the Arbor Heights people, they come to the school board meeting, they sent their attorneys. So what we need to do is get our attorneys ready. See, we got to have a class ethics. I've seen the data. You have seen the data. This is the most racist closure that Seattle has ever had. And I think they think with Stevie Wonder and can't see the numbers. You know, there's no justice in this. We have to learn that when the least of us fall, who's going to be next? It was very obvious, and this superintendent has already said she's about to close more schools. Guess who was on that list? Rainier Beach. Guess who was on that list? Aki. We can't, it's important for us not to only stop this for our children, but for the next group that comes up. Now she says that we can't figure the African American Academy. Maybe some of the other schools can't figure this out. Why us? First she said it's AYP. Well, I have a 2-page list of schools that African American children did not pass AYP in reading and math. At least the academy passed it in reading. So it couldn't be that. Then they say it's building shape. Well, we're a new building. So where does that take you? Then it's capacity. Well, there's 2 schools right in the neighborhood, Mount Lake and McGilver, that has lower number of children than the African American Academy. So people, what's going on? It's really difficult when you're talking about children that historically have had no one speak up and out for them. My heart is real heavy. The African American community fought for the African American Academy for years. The proposal was in 1990. Amy Ogopic was one of the ones that said, yeah, let the people have these schools. We've got 8 years for it to be built. And now with the switch, it's not like they came up and talked to us. Oh, and by the way, all 5 schools that are on closure have first-year principals. Oh, well, so tell me what's wrong with that. They knew those principals did not have that. And guess what? They already been placed in other schools. The principal at the African American Academy has already been told he will go to Hawthorne. I wonder why he's not here. This needs to be investigated also. Come on, people. No justice, no peace.
Because our superintendent wants to close TT Minor, scatter our children to opposite sides of the cluster, and do who knows what with our new principal. And the school board wants to support this action. Because when something works in the CD, for the CD, it's clear that from the district's point of view, it should be stopped. Otherwise, their self-fulfilling predictions of failure in this area will not remain true. You see, according to the district, they need to close schools because the numbers don't match up. For example, Superintendent Maria Goodloe Johnson received a 10% raise last year and is paid $264,000 a year with a $700 per month car allowance. In comparison, the governor makes $166,891 a year. Hey, it's good to see Goodloe Johnson crashing through the glass ceiling. It's unfortunate that the shards are falling on the heads of our children. More examples. Seattle Public Schools have 39% more admin staff per student than the state average. A state audit projects a $10.5 million savings if the staffing is cut. Our superintendent projects about half this number for admin cuts. And the district plans to disrupt the lives of over 3,500 students, their families, and their communities. About half of these disruptions will be to the most fragile students in the district, special needs students, minority students, and low-income students. And if that doesn't make you mad enough, there are potentially $26 million plus in available funds in interest on capital accounts that could be used to offset a large percentage of the budget deficit. The district and the board are not interested in investigating this possibility. And, you know, if you're not already riled up enough at the school board and at the district, the school board voted 6-0 to hire a superintendent with a record surrounded in controversy. So let's guess whose side they are. So you see, the numbers really don't add up, do they? So what can we do? Should this plan be voted into action, it will be clear that neither the superintendent nor the school board is paying attention to the needs and wants of their constituencies. They will be drawing a line in the sand and daring us to do something about it. If this is the choice they make, then we must draw our own line. We must demand a public school system that is child-driven, not ledger or politics-driven. We must demand a system that provides equal access to quality educational options for all of our diverse communities. And in this time of hope and change, we must speak with our dollars, with our voices, with our votes, and through our courts. Thank you very much.